Well, hello everyone. It's Father Mark again. We're talking about spiritual friendship, and we are on number 5 of the series. And so today we're going to talk a little bit more about what it means to be a spiritual friend, how to become a spiritual friend, and what to look for in a spiritual friend. And I think the biggest thing, first of all, is that we get back to this idea of generosity and gratitude. The quote below, you can see it on my little screen there, from 2 Corinthians 9 through 11. You will be enriched in every way for your great generosity, which will produce thanksgiving to God through us. In other words, what they're saying is that when you are a friend, when you are generous to another, then the gifts of God grow within your heart. And so, once again, take time with that quote. And as I asked last time, maybe it's time to review the book of Ruth again to see what that looks like, the friendship between Ruth and her mother-in-law, how that spiritual friendship led to generosity and led to gratitude. And so if you have time, pause the video now and then go forward on it, okay? But generosity and gratitude. So I'm going to just share a little bit about a spiritual friend that I have. We're going to call him Jerry because I don't want to embarrass him. He's a fellow priest, and he's a great friend of mine. And we have this relationship that challenges each other in many different aspects. We don't agree on everything, let me tell you. There are certain things within the church that, it's kind of one of those things we would rather not talk about, and yet we do because it challenges us to open our hearts to see them. And the thing about this generosity and gratitude is that it would be very easy for me to look at all the faults that Jerry has, all the faults that he has as a celebrant, as a homilist, as a priest, as a man, all those different things that you can, we could pick on, right? But this idea of generosity and gratitude reminds me that I am called to look and see differently, to look beyond the faults and see the gifts, to look beyond the weirdness and see the goodness, right? To really look into the heart of the man and to see the image of God there. Because when I do that, then it enables me to move and look beyond my faults, to look beyond my weirdness, and to begin to recognize the blessing of God, not just in me, but in him, Jerry, and the many other people who are in my life. It's that generosity of heart. It's that gratitude of the gifts given that helps us to move forward and do that. So as we look at that, as we look at our spiritual friends and see how they challenge us to be that better person in generosity and in gratitude. I'm going to read to you a little quote here from Donald DeMarco from his book, The Heart of Virtue. Through graciousness, which begins with recognition that there is something other than ourselves that is graced, we come to realize the deeper source of grace that lies within us. And that's exactly what I've been talking about. That there is a deeper source of grace that comes from God that calls us into a relationship of love with God, but also with others, but most of all in that spiritual friendship that we have. Because that's one of the challenges that we are called to do, to move beyond the narrowness of our desires into the greater joys of those desires. To have that community of friendship, right? That is beyond the nuclear family, so to speak. Certainly founded in a nuclear family, but beyond that. Because it is that perseverance of love, that joy of love that calls us outward. And it is this spiritual fire that radiates outward that envelops others, right? That our generosity begets more generosity. Our gratitude begets more gratitude. Sometimes not always easy to see, but always there. So as we kind of end this part of this talk, I'd like to leave you with one more quote from our Holy Father, Pope Francis, from his Joy of Love, number 324. He writes to us, led by the Spirit, the family circle is not only open to life by generating it within itself, but also by going forth and spreading life by caring for others and seeking their happiness. This openness finds particular expression in hospitality. Hospitality, the opening of our home, the home of our heart, the home of our soul. First and foremost to God, but then to others, to allow them to rest in there. And so we might say, come, Holy Spirit, fill the hearts of your faithful with hospitality, with generosity, with gratitude, and enkindle them the fire of your love. Send forth your Spirit, O Lord, and they shall be created, and you shall renew the face of the earth. May God bless you and keep you safe. We'll see you very soon.